What's going on, everybody? So, just as I predicted the week prior, the Patriots went in there and outright spanked the Steelers. Of course, there's going to be a lot of things that happened to make people say, yeah, maybe Bill Belichick paid the guy that pulled the alarm at the hotel to make them have to come out at like 3:40 in the morning. They were out for hours, all that other stuff like that. Maybe that, yeah, listen, I don't really care. Now it's going to be fire alarm gate, all that stuff like that. The bottom line is this. The Steelers came out, and just like I said, Bill Belichick takes away your main weapon. What happened? Le'Veon Bell gets a groin injury. He comes out. D'Angelo Williams comes in. He tries to do as much as he can. Look, it's not much that you can do when they know how to game plan for you. So it's very, very difficult. And this team is like, this is a dynasty. This is a team that's always involved in the playoffs. They're always involved. They're always almost at the Super Bowl. They get knocked out in the playoffs. It's not like they lose and they don't make the playoffs. Look, Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games. They go 3-1. Roger Goodell does not want to hand these guys a Lombardi trophy, okay? But just like I said in the beginning of the season, that's probably what's going to happen. And I know it's going to be a matchup against a tough Falcons team, but I'm not going to say who I'm picking yet. But ultimately, Roger Goodell is going to have to be in that building, and he's going to have to deal with the Patriots, who he took away picks from and did all the other stuff about Deflategate when he made an agreement, with the owner, with Kraft, not to do certain things. That was all a conspiracy and stuff that was used by other team owners to hurt the Patriots just because they know what they're doing. Regardless of what you guys want to say, Deflategate, Spygate, all kinds of gate with the gate, it takes a lot to prepare in the NFL and to be successful. And again, anyone that believes that the Patriots are the only team that has ever done, recorded signals and stuff like that and done things like that are idiots. And I'm telling you that from people that are inside the NFL. Every coaching staff, different players, they do that. They try to study the schemes. Probably they wouldn't go as far as allegedly the Patriots did. Like they were actually had secret guys in there, like, fake staff and stuff recording. But they look at signals, they look at stuff, they try to get as much information as possible. The bottom line is this: execution. See, that's where everything, you have to put other things aside. When you look at execution with the Patriots, Tom Brady doesn't really have a star receiver. Other than Randy Moss, if you look at Tom Brady's career, you cannot say that this man is like the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And that's not coming from a Patriots fan. I don't care if the Patriots win or lose. I'm looking at the game for what it is. The bottom line is, this guy goes out. Danny Amendola. You got Edelman. You got this guy Chris Hogan. Like guys that you would never see shining on any other team. He's making them look like all-stars. And everybody's worried about this, how much air, how much PSI is in the ball. You guys are morons. And that's the bottom line. And even if the balls were deflated, he wasn't supposed to be suspended. He was supposed to be fined. So all of that stuff culminates to this point. That's the way it works, bro. That's why I'm really interested to see what happens in the Super Bowl. Because I'm telling you this right now. Like I said, I'm going to be giving you my picks later on in the week. If it just so happens that the Patriots win the Super Bowl, Roger Goodell would be the dumbest commissioner ever to be a commissioner in the NFL. Because he used the bias of other team owners to punish the Patriots unfairly. And what I mean by that is this. You can say, oh yeah, he destroyed his cell phone. He destroyed this. Yeah, he got a booty call. Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter. All the other hysteria. There was no valid proof that he actually had the balls deflated. The Colts are bums, and they got destroyed, and they cried wolf, bro. Because are the balls deflated now? Tell me something right now. What is the difference with the way Tom Brady's playing right now and how he played last year? If you guys just look at everything logically and try to understand exactly what's going on, you will realize that it's a lot of BS and it's geared towards the Patriots. I'm not trying to tell you that the Patriots didn't do anything and they're completely innocent. What I'm saying is it doesn't make sense with the punishment that they were dealt after the fact that there wasn't enough concrete evidence to punish them the way that they did. This is what I'm trying to say. And now you got Tom Brady with something to prove. He's an older gentleman playing in the NFL, and he needs as much motivation as possible. Then you suspend him for 4 games. Are you stupid? What do you think's going to happen? You think that the Patriots organization is just going to fold? They're not going to fold. They prepare so well. And when you look at this game in its entirety, just look at the way that they manhandle the Steelers. The Steelers have a very, very fast and young defense. So why is Tom Brady dotting them all the way up the field? with receivers that are not even considered like top tier receivers. If you look in the league right now, you go to Julio Jones, you go to DeAndre Hopkins, you go to so many other receivers before you go to Edelman, before you go to Amendola, before you go to Cogan, before you go to, Martellus Bennett, before you do anything like that. That's what you do. So how is it that this man is successfully bringing this team always to the promised land on a regular basis? How is that possible? This is what I'm trying to say. People need to understand. They need to recollect their thoughts and understand. When people talk about the greatest of all time, Tom Brady's name better be mentioned. And it doesn't matter. I understand. Joe Montana is going to always be up there. Listen. And you could go back and look at some of the clips. That man changed the game in a lot of different ways. He's always going to be there. But Tom Brady has the edge. And the reasoning behind it is Joe Montana had star receivers. Joe Montana had a decent defense. The Patriots defense is always a little bit underrated, whatever. They haven't had a really star-studded defense in a while, in my opinion. These guys that are playing right now, they're decent. They're not like, all pro or whatever like that. They got, Ninkovich, you got the McCourties, you got, Malcolm Butler. You got some guys that can make plays. I'm not saying that they're not that good. I'm just saying that I'm talking about star-studded. And then you look at what Tom Brady brings to the table. And how can people deny what this man is? I'm really having, because I already know what's going to happen. People are going to be saying that a lot of different things culminated to why the Steelers lost. They're going to make excuses. But I'm going to tell you what the major issue is. And a lot of the distractions came from the Steelers themselves. And the number one distraction, Antonio Brown live streaming that, Mike Tomlin's speech after they beat, the Kansas City Chiefs. When you start to become a team that's about me, which Antonio Brown showed that he was, he showed that, look at me mentality. That's going to affect everybody because it's already known that wide receivers are divas. Everybody knows that wide receivers are divas. But now, when you add to that, to live stream and be so disrespectful that you show what your head coach is saying to the team after a huge win, where a lot of people didn't expect you to go to Kansas City and win, you do that. That is very, very ridiculous. And I know it didn't have anything to do, prospectively with the actual gameplay. Even though they locked him up for most of the time, it was going to other receivers like Hamilton and the other bum that was there. But regardless, Sammy Coates is a definite bum. He dropped the pass early on to set the tone. Rodgers, he got open a little bit, but the bottom line is when you're a leader, you have to make better decisions. So looking at it as a team, if that's your star receiver, he's always scoring touchdowns, he's always shaking his butt in the end zone, doing all that stuff like that, you can't look at him as a leader anymore. And I'm telling you, because I've been in these locker rooms, that guy is no longer the leader. I don't know what he's going to do in the offseason, but that's going to go down as one of the dumbest things. That's dumber than the dude Aldon Smith smoking weed and putting it and live streaming it, bruh. Like, that's so stupid to reveal the emotional speech of a head coach in Mike Tomlin, who in my opinion is still one of the top tier coaches, and you reveal that in a live stream and don't know that it's going to be looked at the way that it's going to be looked at. And then your excuse is you got caught up in the moment. You didn't get caught up in the moment. You were just selfish. That it is what it is. That's what it was. And now you get locked up. You go home. What are you going to do now? It doesn't matter to him because he made his money. And that's what people don't understand. That's the difference between the Patriots and mostly every other franchise. You're not going to see that in the Patriots. Yeah, they had that one big screw up at Aaron Hernandez. Sometimes it's hard to find out who's a serial killer. I can't, you can't always gauge and know exactly what people are doing. And you're definitely not expecting your tight end to be killing mother effers like regularly and stuff like that. So, that was a big L on the Patriots, history and everything like that. That's kind of major. The dude killed like 6 people. Dude is outright Pyru OG. But all in all, he's still, Aaron Hernandez is a murderer. He still wouldn't have live streamed his coach's speech. They still wouldn't have shown disrespect like that to Bill Belichick. And that's what my point is. These teams are not ready. If you can't be a solid organization, you can't compete with the New England Patriots. That's what the whole issue is right now. This is a team that's not going anywhere. And even after Tom Brady, if Bill Belichick decides to continue to coach, it'll be the same thing. You keep Patricia there as the defensive coordinator. You keep these guys in place. Look at what happened to everyone that left Bill Belichick. He is that guy. He is the mastermind. Every coach that he's played against, with the exception of here and there, he may take a loss, he's still gotten the better of them. He is that guru. And people need to understand that. So now, I just had to say one thing. Congratulations to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL. And we have to see what happens now. Definitely check back during the week. I will have my picks for who I expect to win the Super Bowl, but I have to evaluate injuries. I have to look at how, Julio Jones is going to be with his 2 weeks off. Hopefully his toe heals. There's going to be a lot of major things that I have to put in, but the bottom line is the Falcons have the #1 scoring defense, the scoring offense, and the Patriots have the #1 scoring defense. So it's definitely going to be a great Super Bowl. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap. I will see you during the week. Until next time, one love.